Have you ever found an application or digital resource that seemed absolutely perfect for you to use with your students? Well, of course you have. And most folks do just that. They use it with their students. And if it is effective, they keep using it. But there are some very important considerations and laws that educators should be aware of regarding selection of digital resources when using with students. So much has changed regarding the use of digital resources in education, from how students engage, create, collaborate, to how we assess and support diverse learners. But along with these changes, it is important to understand how we can best protect and serve our students when using such resources. This video overview will explain some of these factors that impact the use of digital resources with our students. By the end of this video tutorial, we will have 3 outcomes we'd like to reach. Number 1, identify where North Clackamas School District is in the process of educating our teachers. Number 2, keeping our educators informed about current student privacy laws and their responsibilities. And number 3, how North Clackamas School District is supporting our teachers and communicating to parents and guardians. Our first outcome is to inform you of where we are in the process of selecting and using digital resources with students. In the year 2017 and 18, we facilitated training on this topic for every elementary school teacher because of the laws that stipulate specific terms and conditions for the use of digital resources with students. Specifically, resources that require that students must be the age of 13 to use these resources and have or may have the need for parent permission. Our training focused on being aware of and understanding the student privacy laws, the responsibilities teachers have when they select digital resources, and where they could go to deepen their knowledge. This year we broadened our scope of educating and communicating about this topic to all of our K-12 teachers, as well as our parent guardian community. As you work with digital tools and communicate with parents or guardian, it is important to know and understand the laws. COPPA, also known as the Children's Online Privacy and Protection Act, is a law relating to how websites, applications, and other online operators collect data and personal information from students under the age of 13. This law can be found on the Federal Trade Commission website. COPPA has a number of requirements, but some key ones are that technology companies or providers creating apps, websites, and other online tools for kids under the age of 13 must 1. Provide notice and get parental consent before collecting information from students, 2. Have a clear and comprehensive privacy policy, and finally 3. Keep information they collect from kids confidential and secure. Personally identifiable information for education records is a FERPA term referring to the identifiable information that is maintained in educational records and includes direct identifiers such as a student's name or identification number, indirect identifiers such as student's date of birth, or information which can be used to distinguish or trace a student's identity either directly or indirectly through linkages with other information. FERPA is also known as the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. SIPA was enacted by Congress in 2000 to address concerns about children's access to obscene or potentially harmful content over the internet. SIPA, also known as the Children's Internet Protection Act, must block or filter internet access to pictures that are 1. Obscene, 2. Pornographic, or 3. Harmful to minors for computers that are accessed by minors. Keeping our educators informed and your responsibilities. What does this mean for you? It is important to understand how to select digital resources that you use with your students. North Clackamas has approved digital resources such as Google Apps for Education, some of your digital content curriculum, Synergy, and other resources that might have met specific criteria for use. But There are so many digital resources that educators are using that we are not aware of. This does not mean that you cannot use these resources, but rather you need to be aware of the criteria you should use when selecting them. Firstly, look at the resource's privacy policy or terms of use, usually found at the bottom of its website. It generally will provide information such as the age requirements, whether or not parent permission is required, and the use of the data, if any, collected. We recommend receiving parent permission for all resources, but specifically the ones that stipulate that you do so. Other considerations should be whether the resource protects your students' personally identifiable information. Do you see advertisements that target or redirect the students to other resources that may be inappropriate? Do I have to communicate to parents and guardians about all of the digital resources I use? No. Several websites do not collect personally identifiable information or require parent permission, or display or redirect to inappropriate ads. A good rule of thumb is to note whether the resources use a login to access or use it. All digital curriculum, applications, and extensions that North Clackamas School District has approved can be found on our District Instructional Technology website. Where do you find this information from the website? Go to About Us, then to Technology. You will notice that there's an Instructional Technology link on the right side. As of now, our digital responsibility and internet safety for our staff and teachers is here. Eventually, we will add another resource for parents. But if we click on the Digital Responsibilities website link and go to Support for Classroom, you will see an extensive list of resources to help you understand and educate yourself about selecting digital resources. Selecting digital apps can be confusing, and if you're not sure to determine whether the resources meet students' privacy criteria, there are a couple resources we use to help cross-check. One is the Student Privacy Pledge List and Common Sense Media Evaluations. Always read the resource's privacy policy and/or terms of service for other stipulations. And if all else fails and you're still not sure, submit your resources to our digital form on our website. The Student Privacy Pledge has all the information about companies that have committed to protect students' personally identifiable information. It also has the names of several companies and digital resources that you can cross-check. Common Sense Media also has privacy evaluations as well, and you can search for them and determine the level of adherence to student privacy issues. We recognize that this is a process and it will take time to apply all these considerations. It is important, however, to protect both you and our students, and that we demonstrate our due diligence. Thank you for your attention. Please feel free to learn more at our website, email, or call our department at 503-353-6100.